Development. Key concept in Western culture and philosophy. Nisted 1969, Williams 1985. That figures in anthropology in two different ways. In its broadest sense, the idea of development was antral to 19th century social evolutionism, which pictured human history as developmental progression from savage and barbarian levels of social evolution towards the civilized status repeated by modern West. From the mid-20th century, the term is mostly referred to a more specific economic process, generally understood to involve the extension and production and consumption and rising standards of living. Especially in the poor countries of the third world, in the second sense, the term is especially associated of the international projects of planned social change set in motion in the years surrounding World War II, which gave birth to developmental agencies, development projects, and ultimately development anthropology. Practical anthropology and post-war modernization. The major geopolitical restructuring and with it new evidence of social engineering which figured the political and institutional landscape of the social science in the years following World War II. Cooper has recently begun to excavate the origin of global project of development from within a post-war planning of colonial empires. One important early binding of this work is that in the process of colonization, a strategically fake story about development came to provide an ambiguous charter both in retreating colonial and have sustained an evolutionist rules. In the years prior to World War II, development had been a central, often acknowledged theoretical concept of anthropology. For Morgan, occurs the question of how societies develop from one evolutionary stage to the next was an explicit theoretical concern, yet with the new project of official modernization, issues of development came increasingly to belong not to the academic world of theory, which remained largely developed to comparing and generalizing about primitive societies, but to a domain of applied work. The explicit coining of the term development anthropology comes only later in the 1970s.